Some games, so you know, willing to give the benefit of the doubt as we have a Geist ban coming through from the first pick side. So, I mean, I like it. We've seen Geist do top damage in both the games so far, so seeing it banned out first, I'm not against it.
I don't mind that here, but Beto, it does leave open a lot of picks that we've seen be quite potent and talked about quite strong as well. Abrams is also going to be banned away here, and Beto, that leaves some strong picks open. It leaves heroes like Kelvin, it leaves heroes like Pocket, who is quite capable. Yep. Even Haze and Dynamo are both available here, so there's a lot of open picks. We see this a lot in the other games that we cast as well, though, that you might ban some things out that are not the highest priority so that you can trade back and forth, and we'll see that Mystics are going to pick up that Haze immediately.
I mean, typically from first side, especially when there's solo bans, you're able to essentially target ban or just pick a ban that you don't want one of their players to play, regardless of whether it's a really strong pick or not. It can be a really strong pick, but it can also just be something that, you know, you're just sniping out someone to either, you know, essentially force bans, you know, because your first pick, you can decide what the highest prio is for your team. You can pick that. You're able to give away, you know, some strong picks as well if you want to, but you don't have to. I think that it's very first side driven when there's so little bans. But yeah, here we go. We got Haze and Pocket locked in for Mystics right now. So, and I mean, it's looking scary.
That Haze Pocket is terrifying. I'm already scared of that. On the other side, we do see Mo and Krill and Paradox, and that has potential to... Oh, there's a Viscous there as well. This is scary. There's a lot of healing here. There's a lot of anti-healing here, and there's a lot of single target damage. I'm terrified already.
Some CC that I'm seeing too as well. I want to see, you know, like, I don't know if it would ever need to happen, but a Viscous knock up into the dagger, like the sleep midair, would be insane to see happen. I don't know if that ever would be necessary. That feels like way too unnecessary and showy, but Kelvin locked in as well. We've seen a lot of prio towards him in these games so far.
Yeah.
You know, not too surprising to see that coming through. Again, you know, that Paradox swap Kelvin ult potential. We saw the same combo from them in the last game, but this Dynamo, this feels like a really strong comp right now, guys. I can't lie. Like, it seems like you've got everything you want so far.
I am absolutely terrified of this comp right now. You know, we've got a lot of high CC from that Dynamo. It's going to be followed up by Pocket using that Affliction to really just burst through damage and remove people down to 1 HP. And the final follow-up from Haze, from Viscous to CC, or fully damage people down. That's a lot. That's a lot to have to deal with all at once. And, you know, Pocket is already a very, very strong character. On the other side, we do see some options to try to lock down this Pocket, getting him inside of Kelvin ult or locking him down with Mo and Krill. If that briefcase is down, if he doesn't have those immunity frames available, then that's definitely an option that could be done there.
Gotta remember the big old cube. I love Gooball. I love his design. He's got to be my favorite design in this game so far. I love the slime look. I love the green, as Warden locked in as well. Man, I love the team fight potential from Mystics right now. So many, like, they just have so many options. They kind of do whatever they feel like, in my eyes. You know, they can look for a side lane pick with an Invis Haze, or, you know, Veil into a sleep insta-kill, or Pocket can be there. The Warden against the Vindicta is nice as well. The Ivy for the rotations now. I mean, like, you know, you could put Ivy in a solo lane and have her just be a bomb damage, but you know, I'm assuming we've seen her in the duo lane, in one of the duo lanes, I guess, as more of a rotation potential. So, you know, taking away, you know, whoever you want to duo lane with, whether it's a Pocket or...
Whether or not GirlFailures can climb up against this Pocket Dynamo combo here that Mystics have got themselves, or whether or not the Mystics are going to push further into this losers bracket. My name is Dysart. I continue to be joined by Beto here, as we're already seeing poke back and forth in this early game. Lash down to half health, but he managed to get a lot of damage out onto his opposition there as well. Viscous taking a lot of poke in response to Beto, and this Pocket is a little bit low health right now.
Yeah, but Viscous taking that poke is okay, because once he gets access to that cube, he's going to have so much healing available for, you know, and safety, I will say as well. But the healing in lane is really strong against teams who don't have as much as he does. Not saying that, you know, they don't, but... Ooh.
Whoa, low health here for the Haze. Has to hold on. Has to go all the way
straight
back to base. That's rough for your farming here. It's going to allow the Mo and Krill to start gaining quite the lead over this Haze in the early game. And one character that you don't want getting a lead and out-rotating you is Mo and Krill. His ability to lock someone down when they're not aware of it is absolutely detrimental, J-Beto.
Yeah, basing that early feels bad. I believe that I saw that the zipline boost was already on cooldown as well, so...
Zipline boost does start on cooldown, yeah.
Right. Okay, makes sense. I was going to say that would be a bit of an interesting decision to do. But yeah, it feels bad in that early game, obviously. Getting poked out, having to base, not being able to fast reset. I guess I just haven't seen too many people get poked out that aggressively that early. Speaking of, though, Warden getting
look how low that
already.
Is too. And Warden does fall. First blood here for the Vindicta.
Kill.
It was a complete solo kill there. Well played there.
We've seen what this Vindicta can do in games like this, and getting off to a strong start already with a solo kill up against the Warden. Look at the soul diff between Vindicta is missing. Thank you. Between Warden and Vindicta right now.
Yeah, absolutely massive difference in souls there.
Whew.
You can sort of see where some of the skill gap might be here. A lot of, you know, where that soul gap would be is obviously First Blood is going to provide a lot of souls for that First Blood as Pocket is pushing up here, looking for some damage onto the Lash. Will dive in alongside his Viscous here, but turned around there by Kelvin. He's taking some poke, but he's firing off a lot more of it with that Ice Beam. Lash, though, down to 100 HP. It won't take much for Pocket to be able to find that kill, and especially a Pocket player as confident as old Fred is, he might be able to find something here. Viscous, though, looking for that aggressive play there, with the Slime Fist, as well as all the rest of his damage. This Kelvin is just forced completely back alongside his Lash. They just can't get in to defend J-Beto, and this might be another complete back.
Look at this rotation highlighted by our spectator right now. Looking for this
Paradox
pocket.
Is in, finds the damage and the stun. Kelvin pushing up as well. On top of that, Ice Pathway, they might be able to find the damage onto the Pocket, but he's into the briefcase and dashes away there. Comfortably survives, does the Pocket. And J-Beto, when a rotation like that doesn't go well, that's dangerous here for the GirlFailures.
Yeah, it is, but because they didn't lose too much, you know, Wave not getting crashed on the tower, not getting, looks like isn't frozen right in the middle of the lane right now for that right side, mid side. That rotation is just a bit of a help. You know, we talked about it, or I've been speaking about it a bit. These early rotations are a bit hard to get off in the early game because they're so easily called out, but was able to catch the Pocket off guard.
Down goes Kelvin. Credited with the kill is that Viscous, and it means finally that this Pocket was able to find enough aggression to find a kill, J-Beto.
Yeah, this Vindicta right now seems to be the saving grace, although the Infernus and the Krill do have a decent soul count right now, but yeah, that solo lane, these duo lanes right now, struggling a little bit, specifically that left side mid one right now, that Kelvin and the Lash.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time of it. And J-Beto, we're seeing that Paradox is making a lot of rotations to try to alleviate some of that pressure. They came over earlier and found some damage off onto the Pocket, but now Dynamo, because Paradox rotated out, Dynamo is able to put that pressure onto Infernus, and we're seeing kind of the collapse in the GirlFailures strategy here, where because they've given Pocket over towards Mystics, now this Dynamo, 1 HP could fall. You know, we're seeing that the lanes are starting to fall apart a little bit because of that. This aggression, though, out of GirlFailures is good, but Pocket's making a rotation over, and I reckon that he's going to find a great punish here. He's looking to get into the middle, and he's fired off that Affliction Ultimate straight into the briefcase as well. And the tick is coming out immediately onto Paradox, Infernus, and Lash. They are going to find their way back into base, but immediately, J-Beto, they were pushing the tower.
Those health bars.
Look how quickly the health bars have dropped, and where all of that pressure went. Viscous now going to chase out with his own ultimate and find the kill onto Paradox. That's all you need when you've got a Pocket, J-Beto, with one hit from anybody.
The Vindicta rotated over, had ultimate available too, was there for the team fight, but zoned out by the Ivy rotation now as well. Wasn't able to get into that. Yeah, you're right. The Affliction doing so much damage there. Overall, obviously can't kill with that ability on its own, but so easy for Gooball to just come through and get that last hit. And that's not me paraphrasing. That is actually what the ability is called.
It is indeed, and you're right, J-Beto, that this Vindicta had a lot of early pressure, but great rotation out from the Ivy to alleviate that pressure and prevent the rotation coming out, because if she was there, I think that Pocket would have likely fallen and been punished for his early rotations and probably lost the great lead that he's got right now. Yeah,
the lead on Pocket is quite strong, but Dice, this Viscous up 200 souls. Obviously, that's pretty negligible, but like the Viscous doing really good. Speaking of,
will go down. Viscous is credited with that one alongside that Haze great rotation coming out there. You're right, Jay, but this Viscous has been all over the map so far. He's found himself a lot of assists and a lot of kills, and now he's going to look to try to take this fight with the Paradox. Don't think he's got his... No, he doesn't quite have his ultimate back up at the moment here, so Paradox should have the better end of this fight. But there's a Haze and a Pocket here, and we know that they have a lot of fight potential. Pocket doesn't have his ult out just yet, but he will come back up soon.
Yeah, big grouping on the left side, but it's a bit of a what four-man situation. You know, you don't have to fight
Oh, Vindicta goes down. Warden was just able to find the gun damage over her.
Solo kill back, and that soul evens out with the Warden now. Pocket
has made the rotation over as immediately Kelvin ult will be traded out, and down goes Paradox for that kill. 3-kill streak here for Viscous as we see him in that goo ball, diving deep underneath the Guardian. He's not done yet either, but Pocket will go down for his troubles there. Gooball, though, he's trapped inside of the Guardian and likely to fall as well as Kelvin's able to find a lot of damage. It's going to be credited to Lash. Great rotation counterplay from the deep dive out of Mystics.
Beautiful. They're playing really well. GirlFailures being able to get those 2 picks right there, shutting down the Pocket and the Viscous is really nice, getting them time off the map. And look at the souls now, Dice. I mean, if you have a look at the overall team diff, you know, it's a few thousand, but those individual lanes, they're not too bad. Being down, you know, 500-ish souls to 1k is not, it really doesn't feel that bad.
No, this is not the worst position in the world to be in. It is still quite early game, so you don't want to be behind really at all, of course. But this is still a position that...
being ahead.
Yeah, being ahead is being ahead, exactly. But it's a recoverable position, and it's not like team fights are going to be lost from, you know, just from the difference right now in souls. However, this Viscous might be lost as he's pushed up into a tower by himself. Lash going to come in behind and look to pull the Viscous back in, but straight into the cube. Does go that defensive play, and Viscous will hold. Although, he's still playing up aggressively, Jay Beto, and that could be a rotation opportunity here for Pocket.
Absolutely could be a rotation. But right now, just seeing some standard lanes. Nothing too crazy going on. Over in that solo lane, the most volatile one that we've seen so far, this Warden Vindicta souls have completely evened out. I know that it says that she's 1k up, but that's only because, you know, you can't see the 6 point or the 5.6 or whatever it is.
Haze is being rotated on by the Lash, and Mo and Krill will find the combo. Haze still alive though, down to 200 health, did find that knife onto the Mo and Krill, and she's found the position to get out. No, Lash catches up and gets the kill. Down goes the Haze in the meantime though. Viscous actually found a kill onto Kelvin. Great macro play from the Mystics to push up when they knew that Lash wasn't able to rotate around.
Very nice 1-for-1 trade over there right now. Lash falling down, a bit unfortunate. But yeah, this Vindicta again tried to rotate, but the Warden called it out. As you see the pings coming through and kept her in lane.
Here for the counter rotation. Haze has found the stun off or the sleep off onto this Mo and Krill, and the affliction comes out. Mo and Krill's going to have a hard time finding his way out of this one, being ticked lower and lower by that ultimate out of the Pocket. Haze is in position alongside Pocket, but a big heal here for the Mo and Krill. Might get him back underneath the Guardian. He's going to survive. Barely gets out, does Mo and Krill. A lot of time wasted there by Lash and by Pocket and Haze, and Lash is in position to find some damage onto Pocket. Doesn't have that affliction ultimate available, but Haze likely has her own ult. Nice. Knocked up by the Lash though, and he's looking for a little bit more, but turned around straight away by this Pocket. Lash is gonna ult. He's pulling him up and straight back down, but Pocket survives it and turns it around. Viscous gets the kill, Jay Beto.
Beautiful. I believe there's a briefcase coming through there under the bridge. First flex spot available as Warden getting another kill onto this Vindicta. I believe that wasn't a 1v1 as Ivy is over there. Kelvin now as well. But over on this side of the fight, Viscous fighting over this Mo and Krill.
Ultimate coming out from the Infernus. Won't be able to connect with anyone there. The goo ball gets him out too quickly, and Pocket's made a rotation over as well. Might be able to find this pick off onto the Infernus. It's not a 1v1 you want to take in that position. Viscous is going to push up alongside Pocket here, maybe looking for this Lash. We've seen him rotating all over the map, and he might be looking for another fight once again. Tethered to the ground here is Viscous, doesn't have that Goovall available to rotate him outside of position here, and Vindicta's finally made a big rotation over, has these executes available, and could find some kill potential. Lash comes straight in as Pocket is forced into the briefcase early and has to dash away. Is going to prevent his position from being caught out here by the Vindicta, so should be just fine, but Viscous is still being chased down, 200 health, but the Gooball might just get out safely. Doesn't have his ultimate available, but he's pathed himself out of the line of sight.
Gloob. Oh, Vindicta right now getting focused down by this Pocket that was able to reset. A bit greedy from the Vindicta. Oh man, I mean she's still doing decent, but this Viscus actually, he's developing quite a solid lead right now. Looking for this paradox.
Whoa, that paradox is taking so much damage, but we'll find the ultimate. Dynamo is here as well to get a knock-up off here, and it's 3v1. Paradox will go down. Kill credited to the Dynamo.
That looked really good for, you know, against the Viscus. The damage was coming through, but the healing so much. I guess it's just a bit of a bait as well. I mean, I love Viscus design, I have to say.
Yeah, Viscus is a lot of fun, and you know, when you're hearing all of the in-game voice lines as well, it's very enjoyable to listen to Viscus's voice. But an interestingly designed kit as well, Jay Beto, having those long-range sort of knock-ups, the repositioning, as well as those
micro,
sort of
like max there that you need to be hitting those, because obviously you can orb like we just saw. That's a great mechanical play right there, but the team fight is on.
Although he is trapped inside of 3 here, we'll get out that goo ball and straight into the backline here, looking to try to dive this Guardian. Dynamo going to look for some knockups as well alongside Ivy here, and it's a great use of the zoning ultimate here from Viscus to give space for Mystics to push into the Guardian. And with that space, Jay Beto, they're going to take down this objective. Lash is in though, and he's looking to dive into the backline. Might be able to find this Ivy, who doesn't have an immunity anymore. There's the ultimate, and Ivy is trapped inside the Guardian and does go down. Although dive out immediately from the Infernus pocket, doing a lot of damage here as well. Trapped inside the Kelvin ult are a few members of the GirlFailures, but Pocket is just doing so much work into the backline here. And it's going to mean that the GirlFailures, they just can't hold anymore, and that Guardian will go down, Jay Beto.
That was a beautiful pick there from the Lash, but then the team fight just wasn't able to follow. So much damage getting done by this Pocket, by this Viscus. The space that he was creating in that fight is crazy. This Kelvin health bar. Oh, it's risky to stay here, but...
It is risky to stay here.
Yes.
I think Jay Beto, the crucial thing to talk about after that fight as well is the power that Pocket ult has. It was such a good winning fight there for GirlFailures. You know, the Viscus had overextended a little bit with his ult. He was doing a great job zoning, but it meant that when Lash came in, he was able to completely turn the fight around with his ultimate, found that Ivy, and then as soon as Pocket ult came out, everyone was terrified, everyone was ticking, and the fight was just over.
I think it's okay for me to say this because this is an alpha, but I think Pocket is like gonna have to be looked at. Like that is so unfair that he can do that.
He's a bit overtuned.
Yeah, he is a bit overtuned, and obviously, you know, in a tournament you're allowed to play whatever you want. Ivy using the tech there, you can ult with the urn. But yeah, you're allowed to play whatever you want, and there's no shade towards any players who are picking the best things. But I just think, you know, from a development perspective. Yeah, from a development perspective, it is pretty crazy that an ult has very low execution potential, but has so much value. Yeah, it's strong. It's a good ult. Speaking of good ults right now, Goo Ball coming through, but counter.
Yeah, is turned around on by that combo. Viscus is still finding some stuns and some CC there with his ult, but Mo and Krill managed to heal his way through it. Kelvin and Mo are going to chase up, looking for this Goo Ball, but it looks like he's found his way out into a better position. Vindicta trying to find the sniper, won't be able to lock that down. There it is! Execution as Agent. Is it Agent Bing Bing? It is Agent Bing Bing. We know that guy. Bing?
Agent in the Deadlock right now, playing the Goo Ball.
And Infernus is actually traded out there in response as well. 3 members of the GirlFailures looking to try to pick off this Pocket inside of the Guardian, but there's the Affliction once more. And look at the speed at which Mo and Krill goes down. The ticks were too fast, and Kelvin's ult was not fast enough to respond to it there.
Yeah, strong. You see the pings coming out as well. Everyone's spamming to push lanes in chat. Obviously, that's just
Paradox being chased down here as it's going to be the base Guardians being pushed into by the Mystics. Paradox very low health, and Dynamo going to push back and start to play defensive here. This could be a mid-boss call, Jay Beto. It's early, but the lead is there, 14,000 souls.
Also, the urn has respawned over that left side. Viscus potentially looking for it, but looks also maybe to just look to deny it. Maybe waiting for this Ivy to, you know, use the ultimate ability and take it over like they did last time. I think they're just focusing at these walkers seems to be the prioritization from Mystics right now, rather than this mid-boss. Don't want to coin flip anything potential with a steal. Don't want to let the, you know, any potential happen here, as Lash looking for this high ground. Is a bit of a low health bar right now. Flex not available. These Guardians falling down. This gets damage out onto the Kelvin right now. A bit of a team
But
fight coming
it's a
through.
2v1, Jay Beto. Viscous has to go straight into that cube as Kelvin is finding that ice beam damage into that frost grenade, but it's not enough as Viscous turns it around and finds that knock up there. Infernus trying to get some tick off with his flames, but Viscous is into the goo ball and looking for the Kelvin. He won't be able to find the stun on the first rotation of the ball, but he's coming back around and looking now for this Infernus. Will be able to find a stun on the second one and bouncing back and forth between those walls to find a lot of damage there. Pocket's made a rotation over as well, and down goes Kelvin. Finding that kill is the Pocket as Viscous is going to push forward, further forward. Might be able to find a knock up here, but either way, it's aggression into this Walker to try to find the damage. In the meantime, though, Lash is picked up and knocked back down. This Viscous inside of the Walker. Vindicta finds the kill. Great snipe, and the execute is good. Now Vindicta's pushing even further forward, looking to try to punish off this dive here from the Pocket. He has escape potential into the briefcase and the dash. Will he be able to get out, though? Lash is chasing, and he will be able to find it. Paradox gets a kill, and it's a great turnaround fight from the GirlFailures.
Lock between a rock and a hard place? No, Dust. Lock between a goo ball and a hard place. That ultimate getting so much value, but the chase was too good from GirlFailures, picking off both of the really strong members right now. Viscous and this Pocket, 17k souls on him, but he's down. Lots of time for GirlFailures to get on the map. What are they going to do, though? Not enough push in the right side of the map, but the left side of the map is available. This urn potentially getting looked at, but Kelvin getting focused down by Haze. Ultimate is available for her, but Dagger not available. Well, is available, but didn't get hit. This Urn dice. Urn is getting looked at by Ivy right now as we see the ultimate is available, has been used, and man, this is an interaction that, again, is this a fair interaction to have happen?
Yeah, look, it definitely is, Jay, but it's not that it's unbalanced. It's more just that you have to be aware of the potential that it has. Yeah, a little boop there for the Ivy to gain some
timed
positioning.
out, so has to walk all the way over. Unfortunately,
I think Ivy's going to be just fine.
Yeah, but potential to get caught out by GirlFailures here as the Warden has rotated over to that right side of the map. Potentially looking to block here, but the Mystic's positioning just looks too good.
Vindicta is in position to try to defend this one out, and we know that she isn't too far behind, and in fact is pretty much, actually, it looks like the most farmed in the game right now. So even with that Pocket, has the potential to do a lot of damage here.
Good position.
And great positioning here, although Pocket is positioned well as well. And this is a scary character inside of a team fight. Has that Affliction, and the more people groups, the more punish is going to come out. And there's the Affliction immediately doing a lot of damage, but has to go straight into the briefcase, dash into the backline here. As Ivy finds some brambles out there, but it's not going to do a lot of damage. Warden deep into the backline here has found his ultimate and doing a little bit of damage. It's going to force Mo and Krill to fall back a little bit as the stun's going to come out. And Dynamo finds a huge singularity into the backline. Their Pocket has found all of the damage in the world that he could need. The CC was too strong. The Pocket Dynamo combo too good. And now, Jay Beto, the Mystics, they're going to get the urn. They're going to push even further forward, chasing down, looking for this Vindicta and the Kelvin inside the mid-right side lane. They're trying to push further forward. Kelvin uses that ultimate to pull himself out of trouble a little bit here, but Vindicta still being chased down that lane here. Two walkers, remain for the GirlFailures. They're not being pushed, though, by the Mystics. Instead, looking for some kills, or Jay Beto, by the looks of it, mid-bosses could be coming up.
Mid-boss dice indeed, because look at the left side lanes, especially that left side solo lane, and like Kelvin did end up falling down, but there's no potential to get those remaining walkers because the minions, the creeps, were getting pushed out. So, going to take a lot of time to kill those, but this mid-boss hasn't been looked at right now, and Lash is pushing out for this left side walker. Can get rotated on, but looking to get this... Yeah, he is going to be getting this walker, but this Ivy ult, I believe, is... hunting.
And we did see how low Haze fell immediately there. Infernus is doing a great job holding and defending here, but this Pocket is going to have massive damage output this game, Jay Beto, already from all the afflictions in these team fights. He's doing so much work, and I'd be terrified to see him walking towards me right now. Although, Jay Beto Mystics, they're walking towards mid-boss. It could be a bait position around this objective here as Warden is in the area to start it up. Yeah.
Now, Ivy looking for the Soul Orb again, but the 1v1 right now between Viscous and... No, it's never a 1v1. Scratch
it's never
that.
a 1v1
as well.
Warden will be able to find that hook and credited with the kill there. Great rotation out. Pocket also found himself an assist in that fight, so of course getting some more player damage out is very crucial. Viscous though is taking a lot of poke for his trouble there as Paradox finds a lot of damage and is going to use that ultimate, but he's used it on the cube. Stunned out by the Walker regardless of being inside the cube, but he is going to goo ball out, and look at the healing that he's already gotten inside the goo ball, Jay Beto. This Walker can't hold for much longer as Kelvin is here to try to defend it in the goo ball. Still looking to try to chase into the backline there on to anyone that he really can. Kelvin, Paradox, and Lash are here trying to defend the Walker, but the goo ball does manage to find his way out alongside this pocket. Walker still holds, and Kelvin uses his ultimate to hold it for a little bit longer, but Jay Beto, Mystics are grouped, and they're going to try to push in.
And while that's happening, Dice, this Ivy was able to get that urn over a little bit, not to escort it into that base, you know, because it is quite far into GirlFailures side of the map that you are going to have to be taking that urn. So maybe, you know, thinking it's probably not worth it to to step too far, especially now that Warden has fallen down. But it looks like a really good push out right now for GirlFailures in this left side mid lane. Ivy inside, underground, sorry. Mo and Krill the same. And very back and forth these fights right now, regardless of this sold, if not too much. Kelvin trying to get away right now. Mo and Krill the same, but this damage, it's a lot.
Pocket might be in a little bit of trouble, but has that Warp Stone to get him out of trouble here, and we're seeing the damage coming out onto this Kelvin immediately. There's the ultimate combo as Dynamo and Pocket use their Affliction and Singularity combo to find a lot of work here. Mo and Krill chasing out alongside this Warden ult, and trapped here is the Paradox. Lash though finds a big ultimate and pulls everybody way out of position, but look at the kills coming through already. Mo and Krill, Paradox, Kelvin, they all go down, and Jay Beto is off the damage of the Affliction once more. Chasing into the Walker, one more shot will do it, and Lashy does still barely hold 100 HP, but this Walker, Jay Beto, is going to fall, and that's given Mystics the opportunity to push through and try to end this game.
Yeah, and this game might be a bit ambitious, but definitely these Walkers and these you know, inner Guardians and maybe even some of these Shrines, but respawn time is not too long. Viscous poke is a lot, and he's actually falling really far down. Mid-boss getting looked at as well. I guess Viscous, you know, I didn't quite look at the map there. I thought there was going to be a push, but they decided, you know, like I said, respawn's coming through. Bit too risky. You can look for this mid-boss, but hot on the tail are GirlFailures. Potential to get looked at right now. Obviously, there is that steal potential with the punch.
He's going to get in here trying to steal this one away. And it is stolen away, Jay Beto. GirlFailures get themselves the Rejuvenator, but now they have to find their way out of this dangerous position. Here comes the ultimate, drops once more as Haze is going to fire off her own one inside of the Kelvin ultimate. Kelvin goes down, Lash goes down, and it's a chase on still here from the Mystics. They didn't get the Rejuvenator, but they are trying to take the fight. Looking now for this Vindicta. She's up in the air and will be able to find her way out of trouble here. Oh no, she's trying to take a trade of damage off onto this Haze. And Jay Beto, once again, we haven't seen the use of Pocket's ultimate here. The Affliction can still do a lot of work. With that Rejuve, Jay Beto, this could be a position, though, for GirlFailures to come back into the game.
Yeah, only 2 of those down. Those respawns have finally come through now. So we've got 4 Rejuvenators on the board, but we've also got this Goo Ball on the board right now, chasing out this Infernus. So much damage from him.
Whoa, look at the stun coming out, but Infernus is going to charge up his own ultimate and prevent this Viscous from chasing in too deep. Look at the healing coming out as Infernus will fall immediately to Pocket's rotation. Haze and Warden also are able to find that Vindicta here, so the respawn timers won't take too long, but those kills are crucial, Jay Beto. This final Walker is likely to fall very, very soon.
And beyond that final Walker Dice, those inner turrets, Shrine and Patron are waiting for Mystics, who are hungry to end this game right now. Mo and Krill getting poked very low, but these lanes aren't looking too hot for this push right now. Nearly every lane is, you know, against Mystics right now, especially that right side lane right now that looks like Pocket's rotating over to answer because his Walker is dying to those waves. Waves in this game, you know, they will solo take these towers, solo take these Walkers. As we see right there, that Walker falls down to nothing but the minions.
Yeah, that Walker does go down, and it's the last one on the map for GirlFailures, so that's a huge boon here for the Mystics. And despite the fact that GirlFailures got themselves a Rejuvenator, they're still struggling to defend here, although this Vindicta's doing a lot of work, and the Haze will go down. She manages to finally, though, trade out that kill onto the Mo and Krill. But Jay Beto, when that Mo and Krill has Rejuvenator, that's enough to be able to happily take that trade. Kelvin now looking for this kill onto the Ivy, but there is a Viscous in the area here as the Ice Beam is going to come down, and down goes the Kelvin. Look at that damage, Jay Beto.
Whew. and this Rejuvenator, you know...
Singularity, Paradox, and Vindicta are trapped inside of this one. Paradox taking a lot of damage as Warden has made a rotation over. The Claw is good, but the Paradox ult might be even better. They're trapped inside the Alchemical Fire, though, and down goes the Paradox. Vindicta still being chased down by this Dynamo. A few more shots will do it, but the Vindicta, she's trading the damage off, but will fall finally to the Dynamo. Wow, Jay Beto, the team fight's going on, but it's the individual damage that these players of Mystics are able to find that's doing so much work.
That's all Rejuvenators off right now, so, you know, a bit of work to, you know, chip away at those. You know, towers being able to get taken due to the fast respawns that are available, but yeah, I mean, a great steal, an amazing steal potential from the Lash there. I believe that it was Lash. It was a bit hard to see who saw, but it looks like his ground slam and, you know, alongside his heavy melee was what got it, obviously. But yeah, I think it's just kind of stalled out the game, gave him a bit of time to, you know, even out these souls a little bit. But now all the Rejuvenators are off, and you know, they're back. Yeah, backs against the wall, getting pressed back again. There's another team fight. This Dynamo instantly dead, actually.
And Pocket has already found that Affliction as well. Deep into the backline does go this Lash, trying to pull some people out of position here and allow his team to be able to step forward. Vindicta up in the air and might be able to find an execute off onto this Ivy or this Warden, but it's taking a lot of damage. And Warden is going to be able to find this stun, which is going to make it hard for Vindicta to find an execute, and actually trapped on top of that roof as well. So it's hard for her to find that final shot. Warden going to chase down too and looking for the damage onto this Vindicta. Trapped here is the Mo and Krill looking for that disarm. Execute potential coming out from the Vindicta. She won't be able to find the damage though, as the Alchemical is going to come out and the chase onto this Warden. Vindicta does find a counter kill, but 4 members down already here for the GirlFailures. 3 versus 4 trade. The Ivy taking to trade. Oh, great parry there from the Vindicta. She turns it around. 1 melee, 2 melee. Great defense on the Vindicta. GirlFailures will hold once again, Jay Beto.
39 health, I believe, on that Vindicta. I thought she was dead for sure there with the parry. Beautiful. That stunned so long. Haze?
Okay.
Decided it was time
shoutcast that one?
Her to die. Walks under 2 turrets with no minions and dies. But yeah, all good.
Oh, look, it was still a great defense there. Great, good. We're not going to talk about that last kill. It was still a great fight there. Really good parry is going to hold through. And it was quite well predicted there as well by the Vindicta, knowing that that was going to come out. And, you know, people typically say, hey, if you're about to die, just parry. Because it could be what saves your life in the end of the day. And that was a great play there.
It did indeed. Look at the active items this Kelvin has. He has all 4 of his slots.
He does have all 4 of his slot build.
I feel like I just wouldn't press them. I just build those items and then forget. Like, oh man, I have 4 active items.
That's the difference between you and me, Jay Beto, is that I spam all my buttons and then die.
Yeah, but it's completely in a random order, and you can't aim as well.
I don't know what they do either. I do. For anybody watching, I do.
It's a joke?
Yeah, thank you. As GirlFailures are rotating this urn, it's on their side of the map, but we saw in the previous game, Jay Beto, the danger of doing this this urn into the late game here, as Viscus is going to be poked out a little bit by the Vindicta, but goes into that goo ball. Is the execute going to be a laugh? Lash ult might be, but into the backline, Affliction alongside the Dynamo Singularity ultimate is good, and it's going to be ticking on almost everybody. Into the Kelvin ultimate, do the team go, and it's going to be enough to hold their health bars alive for a little bit as Viscus go down, so too does the Vindicta. Infernus falling lower and lower, and so too is the Mo and Krill. They're taking so much damage from this Affliction, and look at the parrot, look at the Pocket go alongside the Haze. The hyper carries are here, and they've taken down 4, Jay Beto. They're going to push into the base, and it's hard now for GirlFailures to survive. It's only the Paradox, Jay Beto, and how can they hold against this many players?
There's only one wave pushed up right now, as GirlFailures has done a really good job, as always, in this game of keeping those waves pushed up. Man, that fight, it looked really good for GirlFailures. The Affliction, I didn't think that it was going to do enough. The Dynamo the same, the Viscus went down, the Dynamo went down, but then the sustained damage finally started coming through, and this game might be looking done.
First part of the Phantom has been destroyed. Part of the Patron has been destroyed, and it's going to take that transformation to get into its weakened state here. 4 seconds remain on the respawn timers here for the GirlFailures, so they're back up in time to hold the base for now. But Jay Beto, we saw in that last fight a great Lash ultimate.
Yeah.
To completely get people out of position and deal a lot of damage there. But regardless, the Affliction and Singularity ultimate combo coming out from Pocket and Dynamo was just too much for GirlFailures to handle.
Yeah, I mean, look at their comp, right? Look at Amberhand, look at Mystic's comp right now. and how well all of them do underground indoors, as Mo and Krill looking to get a knock up onto this Warden, but he's getting out. But like almost every single one of them is like want to be, that's a perfect fight location for them. So regardless of what happened, and obviously, you know, the Dynamo and the Viscous both falling down, it was looking pretty good for GirlFailures. And maybe, you know, outside where Vindicta is able to get more damage and more spacing off and kite backwards and use her ult from a distance, inside, that's just not a possibility.
Yeah, it's definitely a really rough position to be in, and the fact that Mystics took that fight where they did, they knew that the urn was going to happen, and they decided to take the fight inside the building where the urn was going to be, just gave them exactly the opportunity that they wanted to fight under their terms, with the Dynamo ultimate, with the Affliction. No way to get out of it. Mid boss is going to be done here, and Jay Beto, that might mean the final push in here. Paradox is in the area, but she's gonna have, they're gonna have a hard time being able to push in and steal it. You're right.
But they're looking for it.
Oh, the ultimate from the Paradox is good. The Yakamakel is on the floor as well. Lash ultimate coming down. Could it be another steal? Dynamo, though, is going to get off a huge singularity. 4 down already, J-Meadow. The Affliction does so much work. Vindicta, the only person left alive, and she goes down. J-Meadow, this game is over. Complete wipe for GirlFailures. The Dynamo is huge. The pocket is huge. The game is over.
And Viscous didn't even have to use his ult. Mo and Krill, Kelvin and Vindicta, all three of them didn't get to use their ults in that final fight. That was a beautiful final fight. I mean, yeah, GG's coming out for sure. It's so pretty to watch fights like that happen. All the team fight finally comes in. You see another perfect fight, but this time it goes all well. There's no
game. The next closest barely didn't even crack 40k. They're 39,000 for the Vindicta, who by far and away had the most damage for her team.
Yeah.
Huge gameplay by Fred there.